Hello everyone, how are you? Hope all is well with you and your families. Pay attention and learn from what is going on around us. Remember, it's only in school you are taught a lesson, then you're tested. You see, in real life, you are tested and you have to maths it out, then realize you have now learned a lesson. So be wise. Make every day a learning experience. So, people from all walk of life is surprised that the original queen of dancehall on stage, Ladysaw, has announced an interest in coming back to dancehall. Will she or won't she? That is the question. After turning away from dancehall a few years ago, it's not surprising that at this time she would be thinking that just maybe she would try to get back into dancehall again, which would not be much of a problem for her because guess what? Her music still reigns supreme and she is loved and her fans are still here waiting. Remember, that Ladysaw left dancehall at the peak of her career and she was doing very well, selling out shows. But as with all things that too much Jamaican people are into, there was a lot of bad mind energy going around. A lot of talks of obia who, no obia who to obia who. People putting up people against people, so people turning away from each other, and you want to bet some of them don't have no substantial reason why. The fraternity was rocked with mix-up, especially amongst the women entertainers. Then, up and coming young artist J. Capri fatally lost her life in a car accident. It was rumored that she would be the one that was coming to take dancehall, but yet she died so suddenly, and that sent the music fraternity into shock, and tongues were wagging that it had to do with obia and fights. Now, with that level of stress, coupled with her own battle in the dancehall fraternity, Ladysaw shocked everyone by seeking refuge in the church and just up and quit dancehall cold turkey. She immediately baptized and turned Christian and denounced the dancehall fraternity. Which, when you check it out really and truly, turning over your life to Christ and building a personal relationship with Him, making big changes in your life is not really a bad thing. You have to know yourself and to understand exactly what this means to you, because only you can understand what you've been going through and what drives you to do this big change. But here is where it gets tricky. The body of people that make up the church, no, that is where your problem lies. Because if you are not an average church goer where you know what goes on in the church, this is going to be a shock therapy and like a shock wake up call for you. Because the body of people that make up the church, some are good, some are bad, some are indifferent. It's not really much different from what you face out the street. It's just that they fall under another name. So these lot you're dealing with is Christians. Out the road you're dealing with a lot where you call Whirlian. And the scammers run rampant in the same way like out the road. Likewise, some of them are straight thief. Yes, same place in the church. And then you have the psychological scammers. the ones who may stand out as being different from the rest you encounter in the church. These ones are the ones who psychologically know how to prey on your weaknesses. And they pretend well. They will pretend they understand and are there to support your transition. And trust and believe, they do a good job with doing that. While at the same time, they are digging out your pocket, as they will be there trying to dig from you all that they can. They seem to understand you emotionally, and they will convince you they understand where you're coming from and where you want to be in the church. But guess what? Them lots are the one that will be your first wake up call in the church, because they are the ones that will hurt you the most. Instead of being warriors for God, they are the warriors of disappointment and heartbreak. You know why? Because you had so much faith in them and you are not expecting to find that inside of the church. Don't be fooled. Even in your transition to Christianity, you have to be very aware. Even in the church, just like how you would be very aware in the world of the worldlians, as they would call it. And this experience can really shake you up. I want to tell you too, sometimes you will find some people in the church that is so evil. They are worse than the ones that you could ever possibly meet out there in the world. You know what helps to make them the worst? Because your expectation of them is so much different than what you'd be expecting out there in the world. And that reality have to change, because guess what? They are everywhere. So it is not hard to understand or have empathy to what Ladysaw must have gone through and what she's going through. On some of her outbursts on social media, if you follow them, you will see where she will make suggestions about stuff that you experience in same place in the church, the fights that come in on her same place in the church. The thing is it for Ladysaw, changing her life to Christianity comes with a lot. She gave up her livelihood, her means of making money and paying her bills over the years. So she turned down shows, and it's alleged she even sent back deposit for shows she had already got deposit for. That was a big move and a great sacrifice, so you can know she had good intentions of serving her Lord wholeheartedly. The thing about it is that you can tell that Ladysaw never totally understand what she was getting herself into. Many different co-workers from the music fraternity had warned her about making this drastic change, but she totally dismissed them because she knew she was on a journey and she was making her pathway to where she wanted to be. The thing is though, is that Ladysaw had reached a status in life where she had many responsibilities and many assets that she had already acquired during her stint in the dancehall industry. And just bear in mind, all these things takes money to maintain. Her bills can't be no regular bills. because the more asset you have, the more things you acquire, the more responsibility in terms of bills you have to deal with. So if she readily think that she could transition in church and start just getting into more gospel music and just get it out there quickly and start making money immediately, it don't quite come off so easily, because you're dealing with another fraction of people that are totally different from the dancehall fraction. Because when you check it, most, not all, but most church people are mostly selfish and bad mind, and they were never going to make it easy for Ladysaw to transition and make money readily through the church, whether it be through concerts or stage show. Remember, Ladysaw came out, and even gave us an instance where Patterson was in charge of some show or the other, and he booked her to come on the show. And would you believe there were so much Christian people there that were a part of the whole thing that fight against the fact that she was booked for the stage show, so much so that she had to send back the money to Patterson. She expressed that they were outraged about her being booked for the show at all. Now, these are the same people that's supposed to be showing love, supposed to be welcoming, supposed to be trying to guide her, because they know that she's transitioning from, as church people that say, the world of the devil. So them call it, for them style. Everything else that is not of them is the devil. So imagine, so she's coming from that, and she's trying to transition to do, just to say, do the right thing, and they are fighting her out. They should be nurturing her, guiding her, you understand, be motivating her towards doing the right thing. But instead, at the end of the day, it comes down to how it benefit them. They don't want her to come take none of them benefits. This is the thinking. I tell you, say, them people here, them is so convincing. But me tell you, say, when you buck up on the wrong one, them is so evil, me telling you. Can you imagine being rejected by the so-called Christian community who should be welcoming you? But yet, they say they are godly. I don't think they remember the part in the Bible where it says, do not turn away his children. But check this out. Me bet you any money, anyhow she was going on the show and wanted to do the show for free, not collect no money, so they can get all the money for themselves to put in them pocket, they would have never had a problem with it. That is the hypocrisy with them. So you can just imagine all the if and buts and all the confusion she must be going through, because she have to battle with the fact that she don't want to go back to the dancehall fraternity because she makes such a big exit from the dancehall community. You understand? So for her to even be thinking that now she has gone through a lot, and people need to respect her decision, whatever she really decides to do. Most of these people are never happy for each other. Ever hear about how them chat each other in the church? So you must know what she has had to contend with and all the fight she has had to deal with. Of course, things like that would trickle down into her personal life. No real money being collected, bills piling up. She had alluded to that sometimes when she go on her social media page. I am sure she may have had to sell stuff to keep her balance. Then there was the last indignity, the Cod Case, where they are selling her mansion in St. Anne to settle a lawsuit related to an incident that happened in 2009. The Supreme Court ordered Ladysaw to sell her property to settle a judgment brought on by a helper who was attacked by her dogs. She made such a touchy and tearful live stream where she described the plaintiff and her attorneys as more or less money-hungry liars. She explained them wanted 6 million Jamaican dollars and the judge give them the right to sell her house, and explained while they have the house and the title and it's signed off, they're still charging her 1,000 Jamaican dollars every day as long as the house take to sell. Now she explained they gone after her land as they're saying that it will sell faster than the house, and the judge gave them the okay to do so. She further explained how it all reached this stage. Ladysaw explained she was in the United States trying to get pregnant via in vitro fertilization IVF. When she heard about the incident, her sister hired the woman to do days work at the house, and her dogs were locked away while she worked. The dogs were only released when the woman said she has finished and leave the work. But she explained for some reason the day's worker returned to the yard to retrieve something, which is when she was attacked by the dogs. Ladysaw said she was so eager to help this woman any way she could. But the woman really and truly demanded that she wanted her to buy a car for her son, and she said she did not accept that request. And that is how the whole lawsuit came about. Then all of a sudden, she keep hearing the narrative that the woman was a long-serving helper for her. She explained throughout the legal process, she has paid more than 3 million Jamaican dollars to the helper. However, the attorney now wants 3.5 million Jamaican dollar more, as now they're saying her land and it's her home, so she is fully responsible for anything that happened on her property. And she fully believes it's because of her status as an artist and a celebrity. Ladysaw went on to say, status don't mean you have cash available. Sometimes she only living off God's grace. You know what is crazy? All these things she have acquired, all her assets, she got them from her hard work while she was in the dancehall scene. It just seems crazy, like after leaving the dancehall life behind her, she can't get no peace, as slowly but surely what she has worked so hard for over the years are being taken away from her. And you know what is funny? You have to experience something similar to that for you to really understand, or if you have some kind of empathy, you can understand that this must be really taking a toll on her. So much so that, you know what, there comes a time when you have to sit and analyze your life and know what is best for you. It's called reflection. The thing is, Ladysaw is born for entertainment. She's a natural. With her experience on both sides of the spectrum, the dancehall fraternity and the Christian fraternity. Experience of those two playing field, she can bring her A game with more experience to her music career. Just remember, everyone have to survive. Everyone have to survive. And there's absolutely nothing you can do in this life without money. Think about it. If she was still in dancehall, you think she would be worried about losing properties to deal with her court battle now? That money would be freely available to just deal with whatever to be dealt with. If Ladysaw is to return to dancehall, I am quite sure she will hit dancehall with a mighty force. Because right now, dancehall is full of more controversy, social media dramas. Nobody is focusing on doing some good quality music. But when you hit it, you have to rock and come in. And it would think like, say, oh, people fighting against women. Women are the ones that are tearing down themselves in dancehall. It's only left up to the men. It's the men you see doing music, It's not like some men don't have their bickering, You see men on social media acting a fool, like how women are on social media right now acting a fool. And these women are supposed to be dancehall artists. What they should be doing is instead putting all that energy into writing more songs. As far as I see it, right now, Ladysaw is what dancehall needs. And I rather doubt that Ladysaw is going to be doing songs where she's singing half naked in the dancehall. But I'm sure they will be full of vibes and energy. Because most of these women artists seems as if they have to be selling their bedroom affairs in these music for these music to be reaching anywhere, which you don't have to. Ladysaw coming back to dancehall would indeed be a breath of fresh air for dancehall, and that's what dancehall needs. Ladysaw can come back into dancehall, organize her music appropriate, and still have a relationship with her God. Because many of them running around on social media, nobody not godly like them. Every chance them get is God, 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 and them doing the worst. So she can still take time out to do her praying, do her little service, whether she want to do it on Sunday morning or whatever, she have a little platform, and still organize her music. Make her music count. Remember saying Ladysaw is always a leader, You'd be surprised. She's needed back in dancehall right now to lead the next sector, young dancehall female artist that is coming, and let them understand, so them not have to skin out and a spread out and a sell out them organs to make reggae music hot. However, what I would say to Mama Saw, don't get sidetracked, don't get distracted, and don't get caught up to go on social media venting or responding to none of the carelessness that is going on social media right now. Make them go on to that. I say while them distracted at that, just send in music, just send in music, summer come. Stay on a higher level while they are going low and lowering themselves. Because all that is going on social media looked so nasty. Imagine the outside world looking on us and thinking that all Jamaicans are the same. Shame, honestly. Just don't respond at all to no cascas. No make nobody dry out, because miserable people love company. Just keep putting out hits after hits, because anything Ladysaw put out, it is going to be a hit. Just remember, Ladysaw, that your fans are here waiting, and you have fans all over the world, because your music still stands out in the music fraternity. Just remember, you as a person have to build your own relationship with God, because guess what happened? You are gonna answer to Him on Judgment Day. Nobody can answer for you. You understand? In all you do, just try and see if you can keep Him 10 commandments, because even as a lay person looking at it, it makes sense. And always be mindful of the things you do and how you do it. Just remember, Ladysaw, whatever you choose, we are here to support you. If you're coming back to dancehall, welcome back to dancehall Marion Hall, aka Ladysaw. You know we call you Mama Saw. We love you. There's a place for you. That's why they fear you. Anyway, guys, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to my platform, please. Love you all. Bye for now.